but this is what I was taught, right? That like, that women want, a guy who can be either a protector or a provider, right? And so the
Mm-hmm.
idea with a protector is like, okay, I go to the gym, I get, jacked, and like, if I have like, washboard abs and all these muscles, then all the women are going to like me. That's one, particular, and also, there's a heightism to that as well.
Yes.
There's
Yes.
definitely
Mm-hmm.
like, if you're taller, you're going to be more beneficial. You're going to have more partners and more opportunities. And
100%.
likewise,
Mm-hmm.
if I were to be like a provider, then my opportunity is I can go and make as much money as possible. I don't see, what bugs me about this though is that there's very little emphasis on emotional intelligence. There's very little emphasis
Mm-hmm.
on, just having compassion as a person, as a human being. And I think without emotional intelligence, right? I can go to the gym, I can get completely ripped, but then I'm just gonna be a jerk, right? Without emotional intelligence, I'm just gonna be an aggressive guy, right? And
Yeah.
often like that
Yes.
that means I become the thing that people need protection from, right? That's not an
Yes.
endearing trait in my opinion. And then
Not at
likewise,
all.
I see a lot of people, who go into like, okay, I'm gonna go make all the money that I can, and if I get rich, then I'm gonna get lots of girls. Some of these people I see falling victims to, scams. They'll go on to sports betting. Some of them will go into stocks and they'll be day trading. I can't think of a great analogy, but it just seems like we're trying to
Mm-hmm.
give everybody like the icing but no cake, right? Like we're telling men like, okay, you got to cover yourself in icing, but and then that's how you'll be a cake, and women will like you
Yes.
because you're a cake,
Yes.
but you're not a cake. You're
Yes.
just covered in icing, but you don't
Right.
have the substance underneath that. You don't have like the emotional intelligence to just,
It's
like to
just
be kind, to be caring, to
shit
like
covered
literally
in
share a
icing.
bond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like I think there's a void where like
Mm-hmm.
they want to make that connection. I think there's a lot of people that want to know how to do these things. How do I get my first girlfriend, etc. But they're getting it from the wrong people, because those people are not
Right.
fully, they're not giving the full story.
Right. They're subscribing to, well, and let's back up, like going back to, like you brought up, like the red pilling
Right.
movement, which I believe like red pilling, originally is from the Matrix, but it means like waking
Yeah.
up to a new truth. But even more recently, it's been used to justify rigid, harmful, destructive beliefs about women. And where this comes from is because we all live under the umbrella of the patriarchy. And, the patriarchy has existed across all countries, all societies for